Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? It's Thursday the 14th of May and it's 4:30 in the UK. You're live with me, Stampin' with Lynn Fay. And yeah, another week nearly we've got through, which is every day's a Groundhog Day at the moment. It feels like we're doing the same thing, but very, very grateful that all my loved ones and friends are staying safe. I've got one person join me, but I can't see who it is at the moment. So please do let me know when you join, and I can say hello. Oh, hello, Dad. Haven't seen you. Hello, Nikki, my love. Oh, I miss you, Nikki, as well. I do miss you. Thank you for joining. I've got loads of people join, but I can't see who's joining. So yeah, I've had to move my craft desk. Oh, hello, Baz. And hello, Rachel, and welcome to the team. So happy to have you join. Bless you. But we'll speak later if you fancy it. And hello, Jenny. I've just been watching you live doing all of your lovely punch arts. So yay! Oh, I've got 8 people already. Gosh, this is doing well. I'm hoping that you're still enjoying watching me, and that you're joining because you want to see me and want to see what I'm doing. And not that you're just passing the time away, although that's okay as well. I don't mind. I'm not judgy. So yeah, I've had to move my table back away from the window because the sunshine was streaming in, but it wasn't just streaming in on where I was working. It was kind of shadowed as well. So that's no good. You can't see it when it's like that. And Martin, oh, mwah! I'm so pleased to see all of you lovely people, and I miss you all. So I was having a look through the catalogue, and Jane as well. Oh, bless you all. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. So yes, and Michaela, yay! Oh, well, Michaela, sorry, I'm not going to be as streamlined as you, but I'm going to aspire to be like you. But I can only be me. So yeah, there can only be one Linny. And oh, you're checking in on me, are you, Dad? Because I've been quiet. That's because I've been working, and I literally finished a little while ago and thought that yeah, better get my act together. And Jane, you remembered I didn't even remind you. So yes, so this week's been a short week work-wise for me because I've had a couple of days holiday. And Linda, oh wow, Linda, so lovely to see you. And you'll have to give me your address by private message because I'd like to send you some happy mail. Oh, you're fabulous, Michaela. No, you are. So yeah, Linda, please send your details to me. I can send out some happy mail to you. And as I say, I've got loads of cards still to send out. So yeah, I was looking through the catalogue. Oh, Martin, I love you too, but I can only be me. So yeah, I was looking through the catalogue, working out what was retiring. And one of my stamp sets that I absolutely adore is retiring. So I thought, better get using it. So if I flip you round, and I will show you what we're going to be doing. So bear with me a moment while I flip you round. There we go. So this is the stamp set that we're going to be using, which is called Beautiful Promenade. It's got some wonderful flowers. This one does actually have a die that cuts it out, but I don't think I have it. So what we'll be doing is a little bit of fussy cutting, but I have done some bits in advance. So praying that this difficult road leads you to a beautiful destination. That's a lovely one. And hello, Lexi. Thank you for joining me. I love you. You are loved. So you can take those out. It's actually just a border, and then those sentiments go in it. I'm here for you, friend. That's the one I'm going to be using today. It says, you're my everything, but even strong people, strong need a shoulder to lean on. I'm here for you, and you're stronger than most. And P.S. I love you, or P.S. you are loved. So there's an awful lot going on in this stamp set. Hello, Julie. Dad's watching as well, so you both keeping an eye on me, are you? So what I don't normally do is show you what cards we're going to do, but today I thought I would. So it's a bit dark. Let me bring it forward. Yeah, and I've done a little bit of Winker Stella on here, and I've coloured some gems, but I'll show you. And I've done some splatter technique in the background. little bit heat embossing, although I might change it up because you saw me do that last time. I might do one of each. I might show you how to do that and then show you an alternative if you prefer not to see that in the black. I've also, oh, thanks for the love, Baz. Hello, Jenny. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I've put a little stamped bit in the inside. And yeah, Dad's watching. Oh, I don't know whether he's behaving himself. I think I get that from him, where you misbehave. And I've just decorated the envelopes because we never have a naked envelope when you make cards with Linny. So let's get started. I have, again, I hope that... Oh, thank you, Rachel. I hope that you find this interesting and informative, because what I try and do is, I'm a visual person. So hopefully that I'm reusing all of these. So we cut an A4. Have I thought about becoming a demo? Funnily enough, yes. I've been a demo nearly 10 years this December, and I really wasn't sure whether I was going to do it and whether I could do it. And it was like, oh, I'll give it a go. I'm so glad I did. Best decision I made. Joining all you lovely pinkies. Yeah, don't make it naked. We don't have naked envelopes. So we've cut an A4 sheet in half at 14.9 centimetres. Yeah, 10 years ago, Jenny. We've been friends longer than that. Even though Facebook said 11 years, we've known each other since 2005, I think it was. So yeah, 21 centimetres is the width of the cardstock, 14.9, and then you come in at 10.5 and score. So that's in thick Whisper White that we're using that. In normal Whisper White, we're actually making a top layer of 12.5 centimetres by 8.5, and that will go on top of the card like that. So those are the dimensions that I've used for all of those, and I will put them on my blog because I'm starting to upload these Facebook Live videos to my YouTube channel and then download them from my YouTube channel onto my blog. So yeah, just so that if you do miss it and people, you want to rewatch them, they're always there, as well as on my Facebook page. So let's put that to one side. So let's grab... So we've got the card base I've already scored. I'm just going to make sure I actually burnish the edge so that it stays crisp. And we're going to use a piece of the cardstock that I've actually used as a layer. I'm just going to get those edges straight. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is... Now, you might have a bit of a freak out on this, so let me just move it. Can you see all the lovely rainbows I've got on my desk? Yeah, well, it is Thursday, isn't it? So it's the NHS day, so that's why as well. And it shines on the righteous. So I'm just going to splatter. Can you see? Oh, let me come in a bit closer. Is it doing it? There we go, look. And I'm just flicking it over a cocktail stick. Yes, it does kind of mark the nibs, but it's okay. So I think that's plenty. So that's one top tip, Lynn's top tip for the day. Well, there'll be more. Yeah, so we've used, let me flip it over. We've used the dark, rich raspberry blend. And as I say, I used it over the cocktail stick and just flicked the nib over it, and that gave it that lovely background. So what are we going to do next? Let's have a little look. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do the flowers. So let's move that out of the way. Move that up a little bit. So I've got no nails, so I can't pick it up. So I'm actually using Blackberry Bliss ink because I want it darker than the rich raspberry blender markers that I'm using, the blend markers, which are alcohol based. So I'm just going to, where am I going to do it? Right, tap, tap, tap. Okay, make sure it's inked. Press it down, pull it up. Beautiful. So I actually need 3 of these for my card, but you can stamp a whole load of these in advance while you've got your strip of card. And I found you could get 5 on a strip. Now you might think, no, that's not going to fit. It does, because you twist it. Yeah, no, not that kind of alcohol, Julie. That's in there so that it actually doesn't leave all... knew you would say something like that. So it doesn't actually leave streaky marks like, you know, the old-fashioned felt tip pens. So that's my Blackberry Bliss. And what I'm going to do is, while I've still got that stamp out, with, well, let's use Blackberry Bliss as well. We'll flip that open. We'll tap, tap, tap. And we'll just put that, can't see, on the inside of my card. So I've done it off of the card, because then it makes it look a little bit more interesting. So that's the inside of my card. We'll put that to one side. Okay, so now, with the light rich raspberry and the thick nibbed end, because there's a thick line and a thin line, and this is the thick line of the lighter colour. I'm just literally, I'm not being too careful, and it doesn't matter if there's white bits because we do actually want to leave some. So I'm just going to do all three. It's a very quick and simple card. You really don't have to pay too much attention, and if we go outside of the lines it's really not a problem because we're actually going to cut them out. So you can do a whole load of these in front of the telly, and as I say, there is a die that cuts it out. I don't have that. So let's do those three. With the thick of the dark rich raspberry, I'm just going to create some shading, and I'm making sure I go on the centre bit and around the edges. Oh, you can hear the pigeons and the birds going mental in my garden. So it doesn't look anything at the moment. We're going to go back over with the light colour and we're going to blend it so that that line is a little bit softer. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to do it on the next one. Okay, everybody still joining me? Haven't lost anybody. Feel free to ask any questions while I'm colouring in, because I can see the comments while I'm colouring. As I say, I'm really not paying much attention. They're all completely different as... Hello Karen, how are you? Thank you for joining. I'm actually making a card today with one of the stamp sets that's retiring called Beautiful Promenade. So I'm just colouring in some of the flowers, and I think that will be fine. So they'll dry a little bit lighter because as the alcohol wears off and dries out, they do get slightly lighter. So I will cut one of these out now, but I do happen to have, so you don't have to watch me, I do happen to have two additional ones I've already cut out. So let's cut that there. We'll put that to one side. And it doesn't matter if you leave a little white border either. Here we go. Oh, have you just used that set? Oh, wonderful. You're in good company, or I'm in good company then. What did you make? You're going to see mine at the very end. I've already showed it first. But I'm literally leaving a little white border on here, as the die would as well. On some of them I haven't. But I think when you layer them up, they do actually... they do sort of show up a little bit more with a little bit of a white border. So doesn't take very long to fussy cut. So there's my three flowers. So before I do anything, I'm actually going to use my ruler, and where the numbers are right the normal way, I'm going to flip it over so it's upside down, because there's normally a ridge that means it doesn't touch the paper. So because I wanted a different definition of two white layers together, what I'm using is the dark old olive blender pen with the bullet point end, and if I pull it down a little bit more, you'll see that this is the edge of my cardstock. Let me pull it out a little bit. It's because I don't want too much of an edge. I'll use the crackle background. Yeah, I haven't got that either. So I'm literally just pulling my pen along the edge a couple of times, and you'll see there's a little border. And I'm going to do that all the way around just to give it some depth so that it looks like there's another piece of cardstock laying underneath it, but actually it's not. It's the colour of the pen. So I'm just going to do that, and the last one goes there. So you can actually make it quite flat. Why are you mind blown, Martin? What's made you mind blown, or blown your mind? Oh, I've just seen that that's not quite genius. I wish. So I'm just marking that up a little bit more because I can see a little bit of white around the edge. I don't like that. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. As my dad will probably tell you if he's still watching and hasn't dropped off. There we go. I'm a clever Trevor. I haven't heard that in such a long time. A clever Trevor. Right, so as I say, when I put this on my card, oh, the ruler trick. Oh, well, if you do it as an artisan, you'll have to give me the credit for it, my lovely. So as you can see, it just, instead of it being one colour, you can see that it actually gives it a little bit of definition. So before I stick it on the card, I am going to stamp the leaf. So this is a lovely leaf. It's got just stripes along the edge of it to give it a bit of definition. Now, I did actually do my sample in Old Olive, but I want it. Yes, it is in the stamps. It is actually in the catalogue, Rachel. I'm not sure what page it is, but it is retiring, as most of the things do. They go through a... Hi, Kim. So, yeah, they go through a phase of where they're in the catalogue and then they go. So I would advise you, if you see anything along the way, grab it. So I'm just putting... I know it looks really dark, but we're going to blend it out. I'm just going to put some of these... oh, didn't quite do that one. Here we go. I should be able to line it back up again because it's clear. Let's give it a go. Yes! Looks slightly darker, but it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to put one over in the corner here. And then one more down here. Okay, and not because on flower arranging and things, you normally have odd numbers of everything. So I'm just going to put another leaf here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, okay. So now I'll come in a little bit closer. And I'm just going to, with my light Old Olive, colour in. Actually, if I use the thicker end, and I'm just going to very lightly, yeah, see when I coloured it in with the other Old Olive, it wasn't a contrast. So just colouring it all with the Old Olive, the light Old Olive, and then afterwards I'm going to go back in with the dark Old Olive. So again, not being very careful, not paying too much attention, not going over the lines too much, and if I do, it doesn't matter. Using the thinner end of the dark Old Olive. Hi Marie, how are you? Oh, you're popping in before you're live. Good luck with that, and thanks for saying hi. I'm just going in with a little bit of shading over here with the dark, as I say. And if you're mass producing these, this is a really quick and simple card. Okay, I don't think I need to do any blending on that. So even that, as I say, looks, got a rainbow in all of that. Bless. So if I pull back out again, so we can now stick that onto the top of the card. I'll flip it over. Now, where did I put my dimensionals? Here they are. So we've got mini dimensionals and we've got regular size dimensionals, and I'm going to use the regulars to get these on. So I'm just going to flip those on like that. Oh, you've had your desk covered in pre-order. Oh, well, please feel free to case it. I got my pre-order this afternoon, and Dad, James the UPS man, he sent his best to you and said he's missed not seeing you. So I said to him, yeah, he's a bit bored, but he's keeping well, so that's good. So flipping that over, lining it up. Let's pull it back in the shot so you can see. Press that down gently. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get the 3 flowers. So all I'm going to do with my bone folder and my finger under it is give it a little bit of shape, a little bit of definition, so it's not flat at all. I'm going to do that with all of them. That's the pigeon out in my garden. It's not me whistling to you. Okay, and then the last one. Okay, nearly there. Well, not nearly there, but we're nearly there with the flowers. I'm going to flip them over and I put 2 of the dimensionals on each, just to give them a bit of height. Okay, push the backs down. Yeah, I can't wait to get playing with my new pre-order, but I'm having fun playing with the stuff that's retiring as well, so got all weekend to play with the new stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one first. Okay, sorry, I got my fingers in the way, so I'm going to start with that one at a slight angle. Okay, pick this one up and I stick that a bit over the edge, I think. So it's good to go over the line sometimes. Okay, and I'm just going to... Oh, do I want that over the top? I do have stuff with dinosaurs, Julie. Yes, I do. Why? Is this for your grandson? How old will he be? Must be 1 or so, mustn't he? So, I'm not sure I like it like that. So let's just gently pull it up. There we go. I might just put it on straight. So, there's my 3 flowers. And because they are all different, they've all got ruffled up edges as well. You can see some of the leaves behind it. Now what I've also done is I couldn't work out originally. I didn't want the gems, the silver gems, which if I pick them up you'll see they're lovely and they're very sparkly and shiny, but they wouldn't match what I was doing, and I didn't want to put the pearls on. So another thing that these alcohol markers can do is colour rhinestones and gems, or the pearls rather. So I've already done some in advance, but the easiest thing to do is you go over them. Let me pull you in a bit closer. So you literally just colour over them like this, and they dry so quickly because it's alcohol that they give it a different colour. So I'm just going to colour in... Oh, the pearls squeak, I remember now. Oh, hold your ears, Michaela. I know it's like chalk on a blackboard for you, isn't it? Ooh. I'll do it quickly. Shh. Sometimes you can go over it again just to make it a little bit darker. So what do you reckon? Should I use thumbs up for the sparkly ones in this colour, or heart for this colour on the pearls? Hi, Jackie. Oh, it's 2 in August. Wow, Julie, where's that time gone? So thumbs up for the rhinestones and a heart for the gems. Thumbs up so far. Oh, I miss you, Kate, as well, even though you're just up the road. When it's safe, we'll all be back together again. So I'm seeing equal hearts and equal thumbs up. Oh, I'm seeing a lot more hearts. Nope, so it's going to be these, the pearls. Okay, you have made the decision. Okay, and the easiest way to pick these up and put them on the card, I find, is my perfect. I'm getting loads of hearts and things, so I'm still thinking you're going to go for the pearls. So I tend to put my, don't know if you can see, sparkles. Okay, so I will put one of these on here. Just going to flip it over, put that there. One of the medium-sized ones, I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to put one of the little tiny ones. I think I'm going to put that around about there, because again, we're doing everything in 3s or 5s or odd numbers. So And then the last thing we're going to do, well, not the very last thing, because we don't want a naked envelope, do we? Not in Linny's world, no. So I put it on here, one of them, with the same ink. Hi Joe, lovely to see you. And so we're literally getting like the first, second and third generation ink. So it gives it a little bit of interest as well. So that's as simple as it gets for the envelope. You can actually do the back of the envelope as well. So let's have a little go at doing that, shall we? So let's put it on there so you can see. I might even, put a little bit of the green over the edge. So when it flops, somebody will know, oh, why haven't you smiled so much in ages, Martin? Am I making you laugh? I have that effect on some people, I promise you. So the next thing is to do the sentiment. So what I did was, and I have done it before, but I'm going to do it again just in case there's some newbies that haven't seen it. So I'm going to use, where have I put it? My embossing buddy, because we're using dark cardstock. It's just got some anti-static in it, which if you look, you can see it coming out on there. So I'm just going to make sure that it's completely coated. And I'm going to use this sentiment that says, oh, replying to Kay, okay. I'm here for you, friend. You're saying, I'm brilliant. Oh, bless you. You can stay and come more often, Martin. Okay, so I'm just tapping with some Versamark, which is a watermark stamp pad, which you can do this colour on any stamping cardstock, and it literally looks like a watermark. But it also means that we can do this, and we can attach some lovely embossing powder. So if you look, there you go. You can see that it's got the anti-static around it, and that sticky ink is on there. So the next thing I'm going to do is with my white embossing powder, okay, is open it up if I can get it open. I've already got all my white embossing powder in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it over, just gently put it on there, and then tap off the excess. Now you can see where my stamp pad actually touched the cardstock, but that's okay because we're not going to be using that part. So as you can see, it's all coated. So I'm going to put my lid back on so I don't end up blowing that all over my desk. I've got my heat tool, my Stampin' Up heat tool. I'm going to just quickly turn it on. It's very hot, hotter than a hairdryer. Don't use a hairdryer. Just let it warm up. And then again, I'm going to gently hold it. Let me just turn it round so you can see. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see when it turns, because it is magical. It goes from dull to really, really white. It would help if I had it in front of it. There we go. Yeah, I would normally get that taken. There you go. We can see that it's actually turning brighter white as it's actually heating it up and melting it. So I'm just gently moving it across. I'm not wafting it like you see lots of people. I know some people heat it from underneath. I heat mine from the top, but I am actually going to cut this out. So that's all heated up and melted, as you can see. It looks beautiful. So what I'm going to do next before I do anything else is grab a piece of kitchen towel, and I'm going to get rid of, can you see I'm actually brushing off the dust that was on there to make it look a lot brighter. So another top tip, lots of them on here. So I'm going to use my little trimmer. I'm going to, let's have a look. I'm just trying to see how it is that I can actually make it. There we go. So I don't waste too much cardstock. Not that I've got limited amounts here. I have lots, but I'm just popping it in, and I'm just trying to make sure that I line it up straight, can always take more off, but I can't take less. Yep, definitely going to need more off, so I'm just going to pop it back in. And then with it where I can touch it more, pop it down there. Okay, so I don't need the sentiment to be very big, but I don't want it as big as it is. So just cutting it down a little bit. There we go. Lovely. So let's get that out of the way. So there is my sentiment. So I'm going to bring back in the card. On the back of the sentiment, I could use the big Stampin' Up dimensionals, but I'm actually going to use the little ones just to show you how easy they are to use. Just put a few on here. There we go, and the one that I've just pulled the back off. So push them down to make sure that they actually stick. That one's not off because it's not sticking to my finger. That one doesn't. There we go. So I've got 4. Now, upside down, we don't want that. Okay, I'm just wondering whether to put it here. I might put it in the middle. There we go. But I'll show you an alternative, because that was my first one, as I say. You can see I've got the white edges on this one, whereas with this one I actually went round with the dark pen. I'll show you. And I actually went round before I put it on, and you can see you can colour the edges so that you don't see any white. That's just another top tip. So if you don't like seeing the white edges, that's what you can do. Although I don't think it's too bad on this one, because you can actually see the definition. I've got some shading and some highlighted areas here. But if I wanted to do that sentiment, instead of heat embossing it, if I did it on some white, Whisper white cardstock here, let's move these out the way, and instead of using the clear powder, I used Memento, or if you've got Stays On, you can use Stays On. But let's just see the difference. If I tap, 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 make sure that it's inked up well, because I've used the sticky ink on it. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over so it's clean. Okay, and pop it on there. I'm not rocking it, even though it's a tiny little stamp set. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the lid back on my ink pad so it doesn't dry out, and bring in my my punch again, my trimmer. Trim it off there. Trim it off there. Oh, pick it up. Pop it back in there. And just make sure you don't smudge it, because it could still be slightly wet. Okay, so let's have a look. So you could, oh no, it still needs a bit of trimming. See, this is where I do get a bit finicky. I don't measure anything, I do so much by eye. Okay, so let's just take that off, because I didn't push it down too hard. If you don't, then they don't stick all the way there, if you just want to test out whether you like that one or whether you like that one. But what, again, we could do is, holding it in freehand, we can run this marker pen around the edge, just freehand. And we can turn the colour of the edge of the paper so that, again, it looks like it's got a layer below it. So let's put 2 big Stampin' dimensionals on this one, and we'll see which one we like. So I've given you 2 options then. So let's have a quick look. If I can get that off the back. So there's that one. That's the original. Which do you prefer? That one, thumbs up, or the black one, heart? Or do you like both? Let me know. Okay, so we've got thumbs up for the white and hearts for the black. I'm seeing equal amounts, although, yeah, both are beautiful. Yeah, some people don't like putting black sentiments on cards because it makes them it makes them think about sympathy cards. But if you wanted to just add that little pop of colour, if I bring it a bit closer, it just tones in, or you could even do it in the colour of the rich raspberry around the edge. So that's the pearls. They're also pearls as well. You like the black, Michaela? Yeah, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But as I say, you've got options there. You've got heat embossing. Oh, hi, Alison. You prefer the black, it makes it stand out. Yeah, sometimes, as I say, it makes people think that it's a sympathy card. So that's why I thought I would give you the other option. But it's all stamped inside, and we have got the envelopes. So this stamp set is retiring. So if you do want it, then you're going to need to be quick. Jump onto my shop, which is all linked onto my my blog. And wow, I've gone over my 30 minutes. That's unusual. So yes, let me flip you round so that you can actually see me. Okay, so very quick and simple cards using retiring products, and yeah, I might even try them in a different colourway. Oh, bless you. You like the black as well, Martin. Yeah, sometimes I do, and I've loved actually cutting it out from that sentiment so that you're fussy cutting all the way around it, so there's not so much black behind it. But yeah, you can do them in gold embossing, you can do them in silver embossing powder. The white is something I've literally only started doing recently when I watched a few other demos like Martin and Michaela, who have joined today. But yeah, just the two identical products doing two completely different cards. In this one being the lighter, I've actually stamped the leaves and everything with the old olive. This one I've used Mossy Meadow, so it's come out slightly darker. This one I've left the white edges around it. This one I coloured them in. And this one I've just done the sentiment on white cardstock, and this one I've done it on black and heat embossed. So two completely different looking cards, but with exactly the same products and colours of inks and everything. So yeah, well, I've absolutely loved sharing all of these with you today. Thank you so much for your comments, and thank you for joining me. I am really grateful. I'm actually quite liking doing these Facebook Lives now. Yeah, so if you don't already get notification when I go live, please click on the get notifications so you don't miss me. I'm looking at doing them on a Thursday after I finish work. But then, as I say, when I have holidays, I might do an extra few. But this way, it makes me feel like I'm actually sitting in a room with all of you, and I hope that you're enjoying what I'm doing. And next week, I will do a few more things with the retiring products. So if you have any questions, or you know, you'd like for me to do anything particular, drop me a message or email me, or yeah, find me on Facebook and give me a shout. In the meantime, I hope that you all stay well, you all stay safe, you all stay home if you can, and that all of your loved ones stay safe and well as well, and that we get through this with crafting, because that's my big therapy. And I'm so chuffed that you all have joined me, and I hope that you recreate them, and if you do, share them on this Facebook post. I'd love to see what you're doing. And yeah, in the meantime, look after yourselves, lots of love, and see you soon. Bye.